Hello, little rats. Welcome to a mind-blowing episode of Rat Bag, where we're here with yet another guest. It's Olga Koch. Give it up for her.
Yeah.
We adore this bitch. She is a brilliant comedian who we look up to so much, and this is a really fun, really stupid episode. Please enjoy. We're fucking rolling. It's life-changing, everyone. We have Olga Koch on the pod today. You better wipe those crumbs.
I just had a bite of a sandwich.
As you should. We were literally just chatting about pimple patches because you're wearing these gorgeous little stars here. And I was saying it's actually a crime against humanity that we grew up
It really is.
in like the early 2000s without
Sans pimple patches.
sans pimple patches.
And we were also chatting about, I'm pretty sure they do nothing.
They do absolutely nothing. There's
pimples.
absolutely no way they do anything. If anything, I am wearing them right now, not because I think it's treating the pimple. It's because I think it looks cuter than a pimple.
We grew up with like, what was that brand that we'd be in the mall and then you go and they're like, your kid has acne, come over
Proactive?
here.
Oh, Proactive.
The Proactive mall.
I was
you
a
a proactive kid?
I was majorly.
I was not, because I only got acne at 25. I had clear skin.
Okay, brag.
Okay, so I had young at heart, but I had really clear skin all throughout high school, and I was like, not for me.
Whoa.
Sex for you, Kendall Jenner.
I must know what your hat says.
Oh,
Just because I'm crying doesn't mean I'm not having a nice time.
this is a Grace Jarvis. This is the title of Grace Jarvis' show, and it is her merch.
It's
you can see on the
brilliant
back it
merch.
says Grace Jarvis.
Fucking epic merch.
If I have the chance to
Go to YouTube.
promote other comedians, I will.
Oh, babe.
Fantastic.
Literally, we are so pro.
So where's your
promoting
lesbians
all
don't get the
videos.
hoodie from our Mel and Sam range?
What-
Oh my
What's
God,
going
where's
on?
that?
I don't know.
We actually don't tell them anymore.
We,
Oh, well, there
we
you go.
should have brought one today. We'll bring you one for Comedy Festival. We have hats that say "Real friends eat ass," and I
Oh
think
my
that's a
God,
perfect addition
please,
for you.
please.
And it has a really
Honestly.
cunty little butterfly design that's like embroidered.
Yeah.
It's like real friends eat
Yeah,
ass.
and you best believe
vibes.
we got a lot of those caps to give out because our production company, the embroidery company, are like, you wanted 500, yeah? We went, no, just 150. They went, oopsies, 500 on the way.
Oh my God, I will wear it every single day. I love a hat and I love merch. So let's go.
Perfect.
You look so Melbourne.
Oh my God, thank
Very
you.
Melbourne.
So Melbourne
Thank
today.
you. It's giving she, they watch.
No, literally. Is this your first time in Melbourne or no?
Second.
Second.
And I really feel, because of festival, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but it's like, it feels like a second, third season of a TV show. Like I feel like very White Lotus season 2. It's like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Also, you said Mel and Sam are actually now main characters. They were guest stars in the White Lotus of
Fantastic.
my
We wrote a
life.
few more lines for us for this season.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you guys remember the Mel and Sam episode? So great.
Yeah. So good.
I actually feel like a bit of an idiot. I'm trying to remember how we met.
I was thinking,
Edinburgh?
No, I have it. It was, we did that gig in London, pre-Edinburgh.
Oh my God, we did.
Our first ever performance
That was our first
in London.
ever performance overseas.
I was
that gig.
starstruck. I was like, oh my God, is that Mel and
That's
Sam?
crazy.
Is that
We
Mel
were
and
starstruck.
Sam?
That's
For anyone that
insane.
doesn't
Mel
know,
and Sam.
Olga is wake up and go online or
Wake
go to a
up.
festival
Literally.
or watch TV. You are a fucking terrific stand-up comedian.
Shut up.
You're a writer.
Shut up.
You have a podcast.
Am I?
Yeah.
She does it a while.
You're pretty famous.
Darling
to us.
of comedy.
When
I
Mel
would say.
messaged saying it was like 2:39 a.m. on Slack, Mel, Olga's in, and I went, Olga's in. It was kind of like,
Obviously I'm
what's
in.
it
What
like
the fuck
in
are you
Annie
talking about?
when
Don't
they
be
go,
stupid.
we got Annie. I'm like, we got
got
Olga. We got Olga.
We got Olga.
We are massive fangirls of you. And the thing is, we haven't seen your show yet. Why? Because we clash.
Yes.
This is so annoying. We clash with everyone. Can you tell the little rats that are listening what's your show this year for the Melbourne Comedy Festival? Comedy Festival's wrapped, but what were you touring?
The show's called Olga Koch Comes From Money. Even though the festival is wrapped, I'm still taking it to Sydney, Brisbane,
Fantastic.
Auckland, Wellington. I'm taking it
Fantastic.
also to Philadelphia, New York City, and of all places, Stamford, Connecticut.
All right, what's in Connecticut? What's drawn you to Connecticut?
My agent was just like, we booked you into Stamford, Connecticut. I don't.
Perfect.
If anyone shows up, they won't know what they're in for.
terrific. And what's the show
It's called
about?
Olga Koch
Yep.
Comes From Money, and
Yep.
it is a show tackling privilege and also across different cultures, because I've lived in Russia, America, and the UK.
Yeah.
And everybody has a different attitude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
yeah,
One
yeah.
word to define, perfect. One word to define each place that you've lived in. If you could define it in one word.
Well, I try to literally do that. Wait, in terms of privilege or in terms of just in general?
No, just in general, the vibe.
Oh my God.
I also thought you meant in terms of privilege. I was like, that's a hard question.
Damn. No. I was not prepped. I was not prepped.
Babe,
Talk to
there's
my
a way
people.
that
Tuna and cheese in one hand, talking about privilege.
I started this
Perfect.
episode going, Olga's wearing pimple patches. How whack is that? I ain't into talking about any gritty shit. Let's
talk
sit
privilege.
atop and sift up here. What would you use as words to describe each place? that you've
Russian, American, British.
Fuck, man.
Hey, they can't all be winners as questions. And that's okay by
it's a
me.
great question.
You moved from Russia when you were a teenager, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
How old?
I was 14.
14. And then States from 14 to...
So actually, basically, in the show, I say that I went directly to America. It's a little bit of a lie just because it's easier that way. Sure. Sometimes you need to sort of approximate things to get the story going.
Yeah.
And I went to an American school in the UK for 4 years for high school. And it made no fucking sense because it was like in the middle of a British village where everyone's like, why do you have American accents? Why do you have... We had a little cross team. We had American teachers. We had like prom, pep rallies.
Oh my
we like
God.
studied American history. And it's like, why?
I'm imagining it like a Warner Brothers set, just
Exactly.
in the middle of
Exactly.
Yeah.
They had like lockers, like a nerd being stuffed in a locker.
Wow.
Did you have show choir?
Yeah, we had all of it.
Were you in show choir?
God, no.
Oh, God.
Okay, there's two types of comedians, and I do stand by this. And there's the type of comedian that has like a drama background, which is like musical theater, and then the debate Model United Nations comedian. And I'm a debate Model United Nations comedian.
I think that's
So like Catherine
spot on
Bohar or
theory.
like Janine Haruni, those are all. If you've ever been wore a pantsuit on television, you're a debate Model United Nations
That
comedian.
is fascinating.
And if you've ever had a prop, you're a theater kid.
You did musical theater, yeah.
There you go. So you're not a theatre kid.
Yeah, I'm like no, sorry. No, I'm like a mock trial type of kid.
Thank you for being honest. We have nothing to talk to you about then, so we'll just kill
really
all of
fun.
our segments.
How's that sandwich, I guess?
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Okay, the other fun fact that I know about you, Olga, which we need to unpack on
God,
mic,
stop.
is that... Oh, sorry, it's so funny because... So you have a PhD, this is correct?
I am
Yeah.
working on one. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
you're currently
I'm
working
about
on
to be 2030. Dr. Koch.
Dr. Carr.
And what a title it is. How do you... It's also so funny because we just had Flo and Joan in before and we were chatting to them and we were doing... I don't even know how it came about. And they were like, blah, blah, blah. Something that like you might not know about me is that I have a PhD. And we were like, oh my God, that's amazing. And we literally talked about it for 2.5 minutes.
Wait,
And
what
then
kind of PhD?
Well, so glad you asked. And we were like, blah, 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 like, is it music arts? And then she was like, no, so like, you know, like like plasters when you get a scratch. So I have a PhD in how that interacts with your skin. It went for 3 minutes and then she went, sorry, that was all a lie.
But it's Mel and I trying to be like, women are multifaceted, and that could have happened
I
instead
was
of
like,
going,
I buy it.
I fully believe that. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
I was like, crazy things have happened. And then I was like, so you went to med school? She was like, yeah. She's
Wait,
just-
so did she or did she just make it up? Oh my God.
now, you can either, this can be a
sake.
lie or the truth. You can pick which one you want. What's your PhD on?
Oh, it's in human-computer interaction. That is
Because you
real.
studied
Lies
computer
or real?
science.
I studied computer science in
Yep.
my undergrad. Then I got a master's in social science of the internet.
Yep.
So I kind of wanted to do like insides of computers, but then like how computers affect society. And now
Okay.
I'm
So
doing
cool.
kind of both.
Now,
So
no
what's
go.
the like tagline of your PhD?
So do you,
What's
I'm
the-
sure you're familiar with the
What's
concept.
the elevator pitch of your
Anyway,
You know how
come on,
you know how
kid.
Sell it to me in show copy on the Melbourne Comedy Festival website.
What's your hero image?
No, that wasn't to diminish
What do you
it.
think? No, please. Do you? Okay, we know what parasocial relationships are.
I'm familiar.
For listeners, it's like the
Yeah.
one-sided relationship that we have with media figures.
Yeah.
That like I think I know you, but the media figure
Yes.
has no fucking idea who we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just about that, and it's about how like social media sort of how you can build that kind of relationship
Wow.
in a lab. Because you know, like we're now in a podcast. A lot of the time, people will like report that they have more like a strong parasocial relationship with someone they listen to on a podcast, and they don't even know what they look like, as
Yeah.
opposed to someone who they follow on Instagram and they just see images of.
This is
Wow.
so true. We even recently we met some fans at one of our shows and we were chatting to them at the end and they're massive pod lovers and they were saying they're like, oh, we wanted to bring you flowers, Sam, but we weren't going to bring you flowers. We were going to bring you Lego flowers. And I went, Lego flowers? And I went, oh my God, one episode many moons ago I mentioned that I love fake flowers because real flowers die and they just remembered it. And I forget sometimes that people know us
Yeah.
now because of that. Interesting. Have you ever had, oh no.
No, go.
I was going to say, have you ever had any interesting parasocial relationship things pop up for you? Because obviously you're very much in the public eye. A lot of people know who you are. Do you ever have people come up to you and act like they know you and you're like, I have no idea who you are?
Oh my God. I think you're overestimating how much people know me or how many people know me.
Yeah, no, you're a star.
No, you're stop it. Yeah. I wish you weren't my parents. I really, really do. It's interesting. Some people, it's one of those things where I don't think people like necessarily feel like they know me, but sometimes people will remember details because I will do, I'm sure like you do, like hours of podcasting. The amount of time I go, not here, on autopilot, where I'm just saying any old shit.
Yeah.
I like, and then I know that it's like, okay, what's funny and interesting and compelling to listen to is someone having a very strong opinion about something. Yeah. So I'll pretend to have a strong opinion about something that I don't give a shit about.
Going harder.
Just be like, oh, I fucking love juice boxes. And it's like, I know that I'm just and then they'll be like, oh, and then they'll remember this thing because that will be the thing that they were exposed to.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I genuinely don't remember.
It's like when your auntie finds out that you like bumblebees and then
Bumblebee
presents.
It's like here's all of these things.
Socks with bumblebees, t-shirts with bumblebees. It's perfect.
Another thing we were unpacking just as Olga was walking into the studio is we were like, do you want to like pop your headphones on, Olga? And Olga was like, no.
That's exactly how I said it
and
too.
Then, and you went, fuck off, bitch.
And then, Tom, you brought up a law. Tell us
that
what
we have to unpack.
The comedians of today's age do not like headphones.
Well,
why? In your opinion, why?
Because it makes them look funny.
Is that what it is?
You don't?
I would hate to look funny as a comedian.
Yeah, exactly right.
I'd hate
Why
to make
don't
people
you
laugh.
like headphones?
I feel like they're just a distraction. That I like the authentic experience of just to chat when it comes to, and this makes it look like work.
Whoa.
That is fascinating.
I actually do get that.
I'm here catching up with two friends. I don't know what you guys are doing.
You're vibing.
Which one of you isn't a friend?
True. This is now just edging as to who's going to take their headphones off by the end.
It's like,
One on, one off. Sometimes I'm a little bitch and I go, put all of my effort into this outfit and these really cool hoop earrings and I can't even wear them. So then I do one on, one off and I'm like,
That's it. That's in my football podcast. That's why there's no headphones.
I'll
Because
tell you
everyone
what.
puts effort into how they look.
earrings on.
the sensory experience right now, it is feeling more like I'm on a couch chatting.
More vibe.
Even with one off.
There you go.
I understand it. Genuinely.
Well, I'll have you all know I turned my t-shirt I've turned my t-shirt the wrong way around because this is normally on the back because I was like the fucking visuals, man.
No, it's perfect.
They've got to catch that
Yeah, it
sick
looks
design.
cute. What's the design?
It's like a
Heart.
I don't even. Yeah, it's just like a little something. I don't even know what
it's
it is.
gorgeous. I
cute.
must know, Olga, why did you go from computer science into comedy?
Oh God, because I love money.
Yeah, terrific.
That's where it is, baby.
What brought you into the creative world and creative space?
Thank you so much for asking.
You're so welcome.
I think a lot of Eastern European people will know the pressure to do something lucrative at university.
Yep.
So like you can't study fucking arts at uni. That's a waste of money. And so I was always good at math. I was not so good at math that I could do math at university. So I'd do what's easy math? That's computer science. And so I studied it because I was like, as a compromise with my parents. And then throughout university, I was taking fucking sketch classes. I was on the sketch team. I was like watching hours of stand-up like live on TV.
You're saying you weren't a theatre kid and then being like, I was on the sketch team, man. It's so
I was
rich.
the head writer.
I must know what was one of the first sketches you ever did in this sketch troupe, please.
Whoa.
Please, Olga.
I think I did a sketch about what an acting agency that like hires the ugly people for movies.
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
Because
that's
it's like
got legs.
sometimes because then like what does the casting look like for an ugly person?
Yeah.
Because then it's like
yeah,
even
yeah.
if you sort of cover it up in the casting, then
Yeah.
you give them the script, and the script is like, I don't want to date that fugly bitch.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, is it me? The fugly
You're like,
bitch?
as someone who's received a lot of ugly brief castings, I feel like I can't speak to this. There is often an edge of like, she looks like an everyday girl. It's very like that.
It is.
It's very like, she's real.
Yeah.
She looks like an everyday girl. Nothing remarkable about her features screams.
You were saying before you were like self-tape that has no lines. The amount of self-tapes that are like, you're eating an apple and you're inquisitive about the world, but then you see your friend, they turn you on, and then you look to the side, your cab's on its way, oh no, it's gone past you, and it's all face
All
acting.
in
and
half
you're
a
like,
second.
Okay,
Why am I
I
doing
clearly
this?
I'm not an actress because I was like,
No.
what do you read?
No. But you are indeed a writer, and you've written many brilliant things. Have you got anything that you're writing soon that you can share, or anything?
It's called my thesis for my PhD.
Yeah.
So how much
that
of
old
your time-
chestnut.
Driest piece of shit you've ever seen.
How much of your time is the PhD taking up right now?
Well, it's part-time, so I do it when I feel like it, and I should be feeling like it significantly more than I am at the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
I know people who are doing PhDs like full-time and it takes them a million years. I cannot imagine how long you've been like stabbing at this beast for.
I mean, I literally just started, but it is...
True.
I must know, were you always a funny kid growing up? Like, were you always someone that made people laugh in class? Or where did the comedy side of you come out?
I think I'm a middle child, so I wanted the attention.
Perfect.
That'll do it.
I also... What I have discovered, and this is not something that ever clicked to me until I brought partners home and they pointed it out, laughter is currency in my home.
Yeah.
So like to make someone laugh is to win at dinner. So the entire time people aren't trying to achieve things or inform each other. They are constantly trying to make each other laugh.
What a gorgeous environment to grow up in.
But very competitive.
But competitive as
So
fuck.
was everyone in your family funny?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such
But
a
also
treat.
my mom is a generous laugher, so she will be funny but also laugh at everyone, whereas my dad only makes jokes and he will not laugh. And so for him, it's something that's like withheld.
What's like the genre of funny that your family dynamic is? Is it dry? Is it silly? Like, what is it?
It's never... It's very self-deprecating, but it's never like silly voices. No one would do an accent. No one would do a voice. That would be quite degrading.
Yeah.
No offense to you actors, but to do an accent, could never be me.
No, we just face act and grow larger and larger by size with CGI. I can't. Get
My mom
over
would
that.
usually make me laugh, by doing a facial expression that suggested the cab was there, but then it left.
So you tour around. You're in Australia right now. What do you like about Australian audiences? Do you enjoy doing shows here or not?
I do. I love Australia. I know. I'm a huge fan of Australia. I love Australian comedy. I love the scene. I think what really clicked for me a couple of days ago was that I sort of started doing festivals at the Edinburgh Fringe because I live in the UK.
Yeah.
And then, but because it was there and because I started doing it before I understood what a big deal the Edinburgh Fringe was, it was never something like a distant goal.
Yeah, sure.
Does that make sense? It was just sort of incidental. It's like, okay, well, you start doing comedy, and then you go to the Fringe, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a train right away. So it wasn't like anything that I put on a pedestal. But Melbourne was something I put on a pedestal for years. So I've done 6 hours. I was only able to come here with my last 2 shows.
Yeah, wow.
So, and then there's been like 2 near misses where I wasn't able to do it. And for me, it's been such sort of like a North Star of like, one day I'll be able to do the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Wow.
And it's so interesting coming here and hearing people talk about Edinburgh that way. And I was like, oh, Edinburgh's my backyard. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's literally the flip.
We are.
Is it purely because of the distance of it all, or is it because the festival itself has notoriety?
For me, I think it has like huge clout.
Yeah.
Because I think due to the nature of the type of comedy people do in Australia and New Zealand, and I don't want to group them together, but there is the commonality
Of course.
of like
Sure.
it's very media heavy, it's very silly, it's very goofy, and like sort of PowerPoints, props, clowning, all that stuff. It's not really like, obviously we have all that in the UK and Europe, but it just feels like it's more prominent here and people are more easily on board with it. Like the default comedy is weird in a way that it's not in the UK.
Yeah. I'm so curious as to whether that's always been if that has always been like Australia's brand of comedy, or if that's kind of emerged more recently. Do you feel like it's always been that way? With the appreciation of like the sketch, the clown, the silly, the goofy?
I think so. I think it's honestly, and this is maybe complete bullshit that I've made up in my head, but I think every type of comedy is heavily influenced by the infrastructure around it.
Yeah.
So I remember reading in Bridget Christie's book about how she says that like people agree that London is the best city for stand-up.
Yeah.
And that is because essentially London is covered in pubs, and pretty much any city in the UK.
Yeah.
And a pub always has a function room.
Yeah.
Any pub will. The smallest pub will have an attic or a basement that is just free to use. Yeah. And that space, that means you could put up an open mic for zero money.
Yeah.
And you can charge people zero money, and there is absolutely no barrier to running an open mic.
Yeah.
And that means the sort of standing with a mic stand type of stand-up is very easy to cultivate.
Yeah,
right? And essentially, I think here it's more festival based. It's more happening in theaters, which means you always have access to a projector in a way you don't in a pub.
That is such a good
Do you know what
point.
I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, really, really.
Where's the lowest barrier of entry? And here it's for more theatrical type of stuff. And in the UK, it's more for straight stand-up.
Wow.
That makes so much sense. I've never thought about it that way. Oh my God, you're fucking clever.
Very good. Do you ever alter your performance style or anything within your show based on where you're touring? I know when Mel and I went to Edinburgh, we had some songs where certain lines weren't landing, and we were like, perfect. We'll probably change.
Annotations.
We'll probably change that. Or
R.I.P.
even what's been really interesting for Mel and I is in Australia, we come out with this kind of quasi pop star energy of like, get fucking ready, we're on stage, let's go, because it's where our fan base is. Whereas when we went to Edinburgh, we realised that the way in was kind of actually playing like a role of an underdog and being like, this is the show and yep, let's go. And it was really interesting like being chameleons in that aspect.
Yeah.
Do you find you alter yourself based on where you're performing?
I think more so I'm very aware of, oh God. There is an answer to this. Basically, it's not so much my persona. It's more in the material. I want to be very respectful of the audience.
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest pet peeves is when performers treat their audiences like shit. And people can point out and say, Olga, I've seen you treat audiences like shit. And let me tell you, I feel very ashamed of it when I have. But it's basically like sometimes I will be talking about, for example, my show right now is about UK, Russia, and US. And I think I'm so self-conscious. I've just done this show in Southeast Asia, in India, in Australia. And I'm so self-conscious of being like, guys, I hope this is interesting to you. I hope that you don't think that by default you care how people think about privilege in the UK. I care about what you think too. I just don't know what you think. So I don't have the authority to do stand-up about it. Because it's like, I feel so conscious of constantly almost like ending every line with like, I don't know how it is here, and I don't know if you guys find this interesting, or I don't know if you guys know this, but in the UK, and it's like this obsession with the fact that like, oh God, I hope that Indian audiences don't think that I think that what my experiences are the default and the only thing that matters.
Of course. Wonderful. We're going to pause right there and go to a quick ad break, and then we are opening up our Bring Bitch hotline. Bring Bitch.
I kind of have a question, and you two seem really cool and hot and smart. Hello?
We love to open up the hotline all the time whenever we have a guest on, and people had some killer questions for you, Olga.
Oh my God, I'm surprised that anyone had any questions for me. When you posted me on your story, I was like, none of those people know who I am.
No, people really did.
I'm going to need you to shut up, please. I'm going to need you to shut up.
I'm going to need you to show up. First question, bang, where does Olga get all her outfits from? People, j'adored your fashion.
Oh my God, thank you.
Tell them about it.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Talk about your style, Olga.
All right. There's stores, okay?
Yep.
I'm going to actually look up
I
exactly
love that.
the name
Say
of them.
the literal stores.
No. Okay, so if you are... My two favorite stores in the entire world. One is in Auckland, New Zealand. And it's called... So yeah, if you guys could just fly over there.
Just talk over there.
It is called... I need to look this up.
Go for it.
Because I want to get it right. The best store in the... Crushes in New Zealand. Crushes in New Zealand. It has...
I'm going to look at this right now.
Okay, Crushes in New Zealand. I want to say it has like one tiny rack of clothes, but it is the most, like, it is incredible curated vintage.
Yum.
And it's very affordable.
I love that.
And you either find affordable vintage that isn't curated, and it's like, you do the curation yourself, baby. We're at this Vinny's for the next 3 hours. Or it's curated and they're like, we actually selected this, so it's $300 fucking dollars. I hate that.
Yep.
I don't subscribe to either.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll actually spend 3 hours at a Goodwill. That's fun. But you really need to find that time. But yes, Crushes. And also, it's also... My biggest pet peeve is when curated vintage is like, it's a size 0 and it's the only size that's available. So
this is my thing all the time. I'm like, I love all of this stuff, but why is it in one size?
Yeah.
So if you are like a mid-size girly and you want curated vintage that is affordable, Crushes in New Zealand.
Crushes. How did you discover Crushes? Did you just walk in one day?
I did just walk in one day. And I mean, it's like in a cool-ish neighborhood. I mean, I'm sure anyone who lives in Auckland are like, we fucking know Crushes. Bitch, we know Crushes. And the second one that I am, oh God, okay, sorry. I just want to.
Never apologize. It's perfect.
This is in Los Angeles. Again, like op shops and consignment stores in Los Angeles. If you guys like the brand Reformation and you think it's too expensive, which it is, the amount of Reformation stuff in every single op shop in LA, they're just they can't give it away. They can't give it away.
Yeah, I feel like Reformation had its huge spike like a couple of years ago, and I can so see it's like the classic thing of when things like come out of trend, and then it's like you go to the op shops and it's all there, and it's like things that cost like $800 in store that you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then they're giving away for free everywhere all over in LA. But basically, the shop in LA, it's in Atwater Village called Drescue. Again,
love that.
it's again, we love a little pun.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. But it is quite curated.
Cute.
Yep.
And it is affordable. I really cannot recommend those two enough.
I love
But
that.
in terms of brands,
Yeah.
we love Lazy Oaf.
Love
Lazy Oaf. Love Lazy
You
Oaf.
also love a cap. We love a cap. We were
I love
chatting
a
about
cap.
Yep,
caps
love a
before,
cap.
being like we were saying we have to give Olga one of our real friends eat ass.
Caps.
I really would
Perfect.
like one,
Yep.
please.
We'll give you one.
You would
for
really
sure.
rep it so well. The
yeah.
next question from the hotline was, what is your number one tip for up and coming comics?
See as much comedy as you possibly can.
Great.
I keep saying my biggest pet peeve, one of my biggest pet peeves is
Yeah.
when comedians don't watch other comedy.
Yeah.
You're bad at your job. Congratulations.
I couldn't agree more.
I agree.
It grinds my gears
Yeah.
so much. And I also don't think, like, on that, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, like, I've seen a lot and now I kind of, like, get it. It's like, no. Things are so constantly changing.
Yeah.
If I had a penny for every time that I see a show that I'm like, I thought I knew everything about blah.
Yeah.
And then that person has just blown my brain.
Yeah, because it's
about
saying you're above it.
how
It's
you can
saying
actually
you're
Yeah,
above
yeah,
the art
exactly.
forms.
That you're doing yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And even if you're, which would be odd being in a career, like there might be people that do stand-up comedy that don't actually like watching it. They just like
Yeah.
doing it. I'm like, yeah, you have to for work to
Yeah,
be better at your
yeah.
craft,
Yeah.
even if you don't enjoy
That's
it
market
as a
research.
punter.
Totally.
Exactly. Yeah.
I find it's so important to go see things in genres or in forms that are different to yours.
Absolutely,
Like go see
100%.
if you do musical comedy, that's all well and good, but like go see stand up because there's things you can get from like you can cherry pick the best bits of all these things to
Yep.
make your thing the
Yep.
best.
Yeah.
What
And
about
also
it's like you love it? Fucking
Yeah.
you love it. You got into it because you
Literally.
love it. So like keep loving it.
Keep loving it. What do you have we should go around. What's your number one tip for someone starting in comedy?
One tip for someone starting in comedy. Try as much as possible to listen to your gut and sometimes not your inner critic when it comes to like individuality. And often when you're making art that feels really, really authentic, it'll just flow. And if it's flowing, that's a really good sign.
Yeah.
Often when I'm having the most fun with you and we're giggling over a Word document
Yeah.
and we feel like 10-year-olds,
Yeah.
I know that that's the art I
You've
was
hit
meant
it.
to make and not I'm going to do it because I think
Totally.
it should be blah. It will just flow
Yeah.
if it's right.
Totally.
Yeah,
I love that.
think.
I think
yeah,
that's a great
Because the inner critic like flattens what you do.
yeah,
100%.
exactly. How about you, Mel?
I love both of those. What would be my number one tip? Maybe something along the lines of like, oh wait, I have one.
Please.
Oh, and this is a lesson we had to learn, and we're like passionate about it now. That you don't need to keep all of your work a secret and like hidden to yourself.
Oh my God.
Like share your shit with other people. Test if it's funny. Ask other people's opinions on things, bounce like back and forth. Like we used to be so cagey about stuff, and I don't know why. I think we would be like, fuck, when we drop that on opening night, man, it's gonna blow people's minds.
To the point where we would, orchestrate a full like 5-part song with like harmonies and everything, and it would like move through, and it would be like we'd be rehearsing it, and then we'd put it on stage, and then go. Oh.
It doesn't really work.
We probably should have just said to our mate Lou Wall one sentence, and they could have gone. Nah.
Probably not. Girls.
Yeah, I
That's
think
great.
you get paranoid that like the amount of good stuff that you can make is finite and there's
Yeah,
a scarcity mindset.
totally.
But then you need
Yeah.
to switch it off and be like, kill your darlings. Kill
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
darlings.
Kill
Even
your
if
darlings.
you like if you make something shit, throw it away, you can make something better.
Yeah.
But even if you make something good, throw it away because you can make something better.
Yeah,
When people
100%.
get obsessed about stealing jokes, yes, I understand it's like an ego sorry.
Ego
punch?
blow.
Yeah,
Ego blow.
yeah.
But it's I mean, obviously I'm not the first person to say this, but it's like when you get obsessed about one specific joke, that means you don't trust yourself to write another one that's
Yeah.
as good.
That's
Trust your talent.
fantastic.
Can I ask you what your favorite
ask us
shop
anything.
in Melbourne is so I can go there?
Whoa.
Give me one
Wally.
location.
Yeah, we'll have to do it quickly because
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
to wrap up.
Okay.
Favorite shop? Sucker
Sucker.
in Brunswick.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love. Does it have to be clothes?
Doesn't have to be close.
The Lalabo store on Gertrude Street. If
yes,
you're a Lalabo
yes,
girl,
yes.
like the most stunning fragrances.
Fantastic.
Well, what a gorgy little hotline segment. Thanks
Hell
to the
yeah.
rats for writing in.
Hell yeah. We're going to move swiftly into a kick-ons. So, kick-ons is the questions that you ask at 4 a.m. when you're sitting on a deck chair, smoking a cigarette, you've gone out for drinks, out for karaoke, you're back home and you're asking each other life-shattering hypotheticals. Would you rather...
dying and I was trying to market ourselves as people who would ever smoke a cigarette.
This is me and my self-tape going...
Oh, so they're like, yeah. And so, you know, when you're on a chair...
When you're
and
smoking
you're smoking like we do.
E-cigarette.
You know when you're on a chair.
We love asking this question to all of our guests, and you can get as absurd with it as you possibly want. We love asking people what their personal hell looks like. So for me, my personal hell, actually I shared mine last time. Do you want to give like a literal 10-second version of what your hell is?
Oh yeah, mine is like I get woken up by someone being like, Mel, 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 you have to get up. That's how the day starts, like really, really stressful start to the day. And then, I don't know, what did I say for mine normally?
We've had people be like, you know, mine is a man sitting in a room on a deck chair, and every time I try and speak, he's like, and I have to drink lots of cow's milk,
or as
in a ring of trinkets around me, and I'm wet and I'm cold. But you can be as absurd with it. You can build your own world.
Like I guess before was just like, I wake up on a party boat and my phone's out of charge, and then Fred Again is the only thing that's playing, and blah, 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 blah.
Oh my god!
You can just have the mic
no
to
idea
wax
is a bad
lyrical.
idea.
Okay, mine is significantly more grounded than this.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
beautiful.
sorry, but these sound horrible.
Yeah.
They sound absolutely awful.
Sometimes
It's
the most
personal
real
hell,
ones.
babe.
Yeah, the most horrible.
I honestly think a group of comedians.
Yep.
And I can think of them who I
Name them.
respect and admire.
Yep.
And look up to.
Yep.
Who have never seen me do stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
And I've somehow finessed and begged either through my agent or through friends of friends or maybe at a bar for them to, as a group, come see my show.
Yep.
And it's the worst show I've ever done.
Yeah.
And they're so well lit, I can see them sort of...
What kind of room are you performing in the worst show you've ever done?
It's perfect. What perfect? I feel it. I really feel it.
What kind of room are you in?
Maybe a conference room,
Perfect.
like yeah, conference room style room at a comedy festival.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm going, well, they can appreciate the writing.
Yep.
And you could, and I have done this before, whereas like I'm on the verge of tears and I'm trying to suppress it on stage, and so my voice is just kind of vibrating a tiny little bit, but you can't really tell why because my face is fine, and I'm stuck in that forever. Just they're sort of well-meaning smiles of like, yeah, we're never gonna come see you.
Can I?
We're not posting on Instagram about this.
Can I ask if this is part of your personal hell? If at the end of the gig they come up and they go, "We're great." It was not as bad as it wasn't as bad as it felt. Okay, and you want to die?
Oh my god! Can I ask one thing? You're holding one meal in your hand. What is it in your personal hell?
My meal.
Like what's the most
What's your
hellish
personal hell meal?
Oh my god. Okay. What is my? Okay, the obvious one is Huel, probably. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh my god, it's a meal replacement shake.
Hell no!
Like a eating disorder adjacent.
Yes, it looks like pancake batter. And it tastes. It's like it's a milkshake that isn't sweet.
Yum yum yum.
Or just all the bad parts. And what song's playing on repeat as you walk home from that gig in your headphones?
As I look, okay, what is the worst song
In the world, no pressure.
The worst song in the. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, but it is Dance Monkey.
No, that's a perfect answer.
Move.
Poor Tones and I.
Tones and I, they're having a rough time at the moment. I thought they were in some hot water and some internet beef, and it was all going on.
Oh god,
I don't know who.
Song. It's just so bad. It just ain't for me. That's a great personal hell.
What is one of your least favourite songs in the world?
Shape of You, Ed Sheeran.
Ooh, that was quick.
She hates.
You hate Ed Sheeran.
Why?
It's actually
do you hate it so
it's actually
much?
a well-produced song. I just can't stand it. But we don't have time to go into it, and I don't because it's not my personal hell. But now we are going to commence a speed round of questions. So imagine there's like an egg timer kind of counting you down. Mel and I have got some rapid-fire questions for you.
This is fun. Welcome to our show where we have segments.
Welcome to our show.
Literally, don't freak out.
This is a stupid one. You're a great stand-up. For the rest of your life, would you rather be stood up or sat down?
Sat down next.
Perfect.
Next, bam. Something I've gotten better at in comedy is
Handling bad gigs. I'm not good, but I'm not. I don't like scream at the audience anymore.
Yeah.
What is your favorite swear word?
Oh fuck! It's got to be fuck. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, a standard. No one would think this about me, but I'm actually
A really good snowboarder.
Whoa. Okay, we should have started the episode with that.
Oh my God.
Let's call it for what it is. Snowboarding is so fucking hot. It's the
It's
hottest
so
sport. It's hot and cool.
It's queer coded as well.
It's hot, cool, and sexy and queer.
Hell yeah. Who do you think is the most justified villain?
That is a brilliant
That
question.
is such
Yeah.
a good question. Oh God.
They even can be villain light or a character that's maybe, or a character that's been misconceived, or what's when people don't, misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
Fuck. Oh my God. I want to have a really
Me
good
doing
answer
this
to
in a speed round question, asking a life-shattering. Look,
That's a whole episode.
I don't know, Elizabeth Holmes.
Perfect.
I'll reverse engineer why, but
No.
My ultimate celebrity crush is.
Steve Buscemi.
Who's that?
He's an actor. Or
yeah.
Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson is probably one of the hottest men in the world.
Oh, nice. What is a millennial phrase that sums you up?
Oh God, a millennial phrase.
Or something that has millennial energy to it.
Oh my God, no, because I was very, very hard. Oh my God, because I'm in the year 2013 in my head right now. I'm with my friend Maggie, and we're dancing to the 1989 album. No, not even 1989. It's Red. I don't know about you,
yeah.
but I'm feeling 22. Oh, I remember. We unironically used the. No, it's too cringe.
No, say
It's too
it.
cringe.
Go,
we,
go,
we
please.
had summer internships and we felt such badasses that our catchphrase that summer was, "I'm not going to apologize for being success."
That's a bit of me. I'd wear that on a t-shirt.
It couldn't be more cringe than when I broke your brain by saying true. So I think we've arrived at a beautiful place.
Perfect. Go for it, babe.
Hello, I'm Olga Koch, and people need to shut the fuck up about.
Shut the fuck up about. Oh God. Oh my God. Why am I doing? Oh, SNL being bad. It's not bad.
I agree.
couldn't agree more.
I fucking hate the people think they're so fucking edgy saying that it's bad.
I
It's
agree, I
not
agree, I
bad.
agree.
A personality
agree.
trait. I agree. This one is inspired by Olga Koch. Describe the dress that you wore for your graduation or prom. If you wore a dress.
Oh yeah,
Ms.
I remember we
Pantsuit.
were meant to in our high school. We were meant to wear white. It was very bridal, very debutante.
Oh my
ball.
God.
Were you guys? Did you have to?
I did a debutante ball,
I did
which
not.
is the most off-brand, insane thing
That's
that
wild.
I've ever done.
Are there photos? I just see them.
Absolutely. It was eating disorder era as well, so you'll see it and be like, pardon.
But yeah, I wore a white dress, and I remember for some reason, I don't know if you guys ever went through this, and I don't know if it's an age thing or a time thing, but there was like heels were everything. Like nothing would cringe me out more than like a kitten heel. It had to be the highest heel possible.
Yep.
And I was wearing wedges that added like 2 feet onto me.
Perfect.
Suede wedge.
I was thinking about heels the other day and being like, I couldn't tell you the last time I've worn a heel that wasn't for like, if I absolutely need
Our
100%.
clubbing era was stilettos, which is whack that we went out clubbing.
Stilettos, but business casual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, blazers in the club. Blazers in the club.
Blazers in the club, chunky necklace, peplum.
Perfect.
If I could rename myself tomorrow, my new name would be
Dr. Cock. First name Doctor.
Perfect.
Perfect. That's all I had.
Do you have any more?
No.
Bam. I'm actually really afraid of.
Oh God, you know what I'm really afraid of?
Tell.
So one day in all of our lives, someone will treat us as if we're an old person, and we treat old people like children. And once someone starts treating you this way, it's only that from there.
That
So
is
no
an
matter how successful you
unbelievable
were, how accomplished you were, how smart, how sexy, at some point, once people have decided that you're an old person, they just will never treat you the
And
same.
are you afraid specifically of the first time
Yes.
you feel that?
Where you're like, because
What an answer.
You're gonna be like trapped in your own body.
Yeah.
Be like, no, I'm still up here.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not an
yeah,
old
yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
I adore that answer.
fascinating.
All right,
All right.
we're wrapping up. However, people wouldn't think this, but I'm actually...
Oh God, I'm actually very vanilla in bed. People think because I'm horny, they think I'm kinky, but I'm not.
I respect that on
I like
doth
lots
not
of vanilla sex.
always go together.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Thanks so much for joining us for our speed round, Olga.
I'm so stressed.
Fantastic.
I have a really, really exciting segment that I would like to do with you next, my love, and it's called Hot Takes with Olga Koch.
Oh my God.
And it's really incredible. I've found it was perfect. I was like,
It's called Hot Takes with Olga Koch on every single episode.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait to do it with clothes pants next week. I found this amazing thread on Reddit when I was actually looking for something else, and then this came up, and I was like, this is amazing. I've collected a few just like obscene, absurd takes that I quite simply wish to unpack with you.
Oh my God, let's do this. Fuck yeah.
It's as simple as that. I'm gonna start with the most unhinged one that we need to unpack as a group. There's a person in the world who believes that microwaving bread every single time is going to taste better than toasting.
So just having hot, floppy bread.
Microwaved, floppy, soggy, warm bread. Better than toasting.
Well, I guess they're like just really don't like. Maybe it's a sensory issue with toast because it's too dry and
Maybe
like
that-
crackly
maybe.
and crispy and.
What a
scratchy.
beautifully inclusive response to that. I say,
scratchy for the
fuck
throat.
wit.
They want it. I understand it for only the reason of they want bread hot, but no, they want the consistency of bread
But
to remain the
soft.
same.
Yeah,
Hot
yeah,
and
yeah.
soft.
Yes, yes.
Because
yes.
to them, they're eating a sandwich from bread, and they just want it hot. They don't need it to be toast.
It feels insane to me.
Toast is a different thing.
Toast is a different thing. Fuck, we're chatting about the important shit here today.
That is whack.
In a similar line, some food just does taste better burnt.
No.
I can't think of a singular food that tastes good
I like
burnt.
meat. I like meat quite charcoaly sometimes.
Okay, Donald Trump.
Wow, yeah,
what the
weird.
fuck?
Yeah, right. Donald Trump wears pigtails. Apparently. No, I feel like sometimes yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Or you also like your bacon burnt.
Yeah. quite
Yeah,
cooked.
burnt caramel,
Yeah.
burnt white chocolate.
That's what I
There's
was
so
gonna
many
say,
things.
yeah.
I like when you fry an egg and it gets a little lacy on the side.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
hear that. Oh,
Were you on a food forum? Because
No,
food
yeah.
related.
Here's one. I reckon we should bring back Jules. So many things could and should be sorted with a nice little Jules.
Jules would be beautiful.
Duel.
Ah.
Oh, I was
I thought you
thinking
meant
JUUL,
treasure-
the
Treasure
vape.
chest.
Remember the vape?
With the gifting of a necklace. I think we could solve a lot of our problems. No, Jules. Real life Jules.
What's that?
Dueling?
Like fighting
Like
each other
fighting.
to the death. A duel.
No.
Oh.
Never heard
I'm
the
thinking
word
of
Jules.
I'm thinking of jewels in a treasure chest. That's in my brain. Like
Wait,
diamond.
genuine question. Do you not know the word jewel to jewel?
Nah.
Wow.
Wow.
There you go.
It's good to be honest on this pod. You have
something
vanilla
for
sex,
everyone.
and I've never jeweled anyone in my life, and that's the truth.
It should be way more socially acceptable to forget the names of people's kids, pets, and partners.
And people's names.
Yeah,
And people's
what do we
names.
think?
absolutely.
People's names.
I'm anti this one.
I think it is kinder and more acceptable to remember people's faces and them. But names is a different kettle of fish.
Whoa.
Sometimes I'm like, if I still remember you and know exactly who you are when you come up to me, but I can't remember if you're Aaron or Stephen, but I know, oh my God, yes, and we met at blah and you
Yeah,
did
yeah,
blah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's, and I'm sorry, it's sometimes a little bit impossible to remember every single person that you meet always.
Oh my
by
God,
name.
absolutely.
No, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
And also,
think
what kind of narcissist do you have to be like, I can't believe you forgot
No.
my name?
I know I will
Totally.
never get offended. Even if I've met someone 5 times ago, I'm so sorry, what's your name again? I
Yeah.
would just never get offended by it. Go, it's Sam. I
Yeah.
do not care.
Yeah.
I do not care.
Same.
I reckon at a certain point it becomes rude.
Yeah.
I reckon if you've met after X amount of time,
Yeah.
because it is one of my pet peeves when you have met someone, and I think it particularly happens on that hierarchy of like when you meet someone who's like more famous or more important,
yeah.
and then there's like the trend of like, oh, we have actually hung out 3 times, and now if you don't
Okay,
remember
but
my
that's
name,
why I'm on your side. Is like if you acknowledge that we definitely
Yeah,
have
yeah,
met
yeah,
before,
yeah,
then
yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
offense. If you're
Yeah.
pretending like you don't know me and we've never met, then fuck you.
yeah.
Interesting.
Also,
Yeah.
I have learned a hack. Okay, so there's 2 hacks. Do I have time to do
Yeah,
this?
yeah, do it.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely. I
genuinely
need a
30
hack
seconds.
for this.
Okay,
Yes.
so there's 2 hacks that I've learned from people who are significantly more famous than me.
Yeah.
Not because I'm friends with them, but because they've done this to me.
Yeah.
Number 1, if you meet a celebrity, they're always like, "What's your name?" And at first I was like, "Oh my God, they care about my name." And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, that's the optimal question to make someone feel like they're interested in you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a personal question.
Yep.
Everyone's got a name, and it deflects the conversations from them. So it's like, oh, I had a very personal interaction with, I don't know, Beyonce just now.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
all she
yeah,
did
yeah.
was ask me my name.
Yeah.
So that's a good life hack. And
True.
another life hack someone said was always act as if you've met a person before. Best case scenario, you have. Worst
Yeah.
case scenario, they feel a little bad.
I feel like
how I
I
play
do this now.
Yeah.
I do this now. Yeah. Or I will often be like, especially for people who come to our shows, because
Yeah.
often that's hard. Like,
Yeah.
whereas I'll be like, it's so good to see you.
Yeah. Ditto.
For the first time, for the 6th time. Either way, it's so good to see you.
I'm the exact same.
I have
use
a
that
final one.
Go.
And I think this is a real hair splitter.
Uh-oh.
This person on Reddit said, I think that people who have problems with P.D.A. are the problem. Now, I feel pretty passionately. I'm pretty pro PDA. I'm not like deeply against it. If someone's like dry humping on a park bench, like different story, but little smooch, little cuddle.
Yep.
I love to see love.
I agree. I think
Tell
it's contextual. I think it's awkward when someone's third wheeling. So I think if PDA, if you're out with a couple and they're all, and you're there, it can feel instantly a bit like, even if you don't care about it, you're like, lol, this just looks a bit weird for me. But I think in group scenarios and stuff, I am never looking at anyone going, oh God, they've got their hands on each other's legs or hand down each other's backs.
No.
I'm
well,
a
you know when you're like
physical
out
touch
and
baby.
about and you see people just like couples in the city, just like being cute together. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah. No, I'm pro PDA.
Olga?
Mel and Sam.
Please.
Everything in life is a trade-off. And when it comes to PDA, the trade-off is how uncomfortable is it for me to watch versus how exciting it is for them to kiss. And it's always more exciting for them to kiss than it isn't more it's more exciting for them to kiss than it is inconvenient for me to watch. So it's like every time I see it, even if it makes me a tiny little bit uncomfortable, I'm like, but they're having so much fun and that fun outweighs however uncomfortable I feel. I can look away. I can walk away.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares how I feel? Because
agree.
they feel so much better.
I thought you were about to be so on the other side of the fence, and I was ready for a duel. J-E-W.
Kick each other off. Throw some gems at you. That's a very, very good
Tom,
reason.
do you have thoughts on PDA?
No, I feel like I haven't thought about this for years.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm chill with it, I think.
Yeah.
Live your life.
I feel like it used to be such.
I'll tag in.
Yeah. You guys hop to it.
Yeah. That's really interesting. I'm trying to think of things that are more annoying. So many other things. People that talk loudly on public transport.
Oh, God.
No.
That is
Quiet.
horrible.
Quiet
Oh my God.
on transport.
Flight,
Shut up.
Mexico City, London, overnight flight. 2 people next to me who were talking the entire time.
It's rude. Stop talking.
That trade-off, not worth it.
That trade-off is not worth it. In like through the night on a plane.
Through the night on the plane, they were complete strangers as well. So I was like, they were forcing conversation. Be like, oh yeah, so where are you from? Why do you feel the need to speak to each other?
Watch an episode of How I Met Your Mother instead on that tiny screen.
An episode.
Season 7.
That
God.
was such a good segment.
Thank
you so much. We have to move into our final part of the episode. It is our Hit It Toots.
Singing is not annoying, and everything is better as a song.
Olga, we are going to end this episode on Hit It Toots, which is our favourite segment that we do in any episode, which is ending the episode on a musical improvisation.
Are you fucking serious? I will walk out.
You can.
Now. I need to tell you, you don't have to sing. My favourite debate kid / non-theatre kid. We pick it all together.
Yeah.
So we can pick the topic that it's going to be, like the headline topic.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do a musical improv back and forth, whether you like it or not.
You
Is
don't
there
have to
music?
sing.
There's going to be music.
There's
in your
music under us,
headphones.
but we've had people literally just do dialogue or say things. You don't even doesn't even have to rhyme. You can do whatever you want. The amount of shit Hit It Toots that we've done, Tom's been like, perfect. Can't wait to put that on YouTube. We're not going to be good at it. Don't you worry.
It's meant to be heinous and bad. Are you comfortable to do it though?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Let's do it.
So we need to decide what we want our musical improv to be.
I think let's do it about op shops and yeah, right, and vintage shops and
I like
Perfect.
that.
I love that.
Just
And
op
then-
shops in general.
Op shops in
like
general.
all our gripes because we have the pricing, the curation, the
I love
size
that.
inclusivity.
I love
how
that.
Love
musty
that.
sometimes it is.
Fantastic.
That's perfect. Great.
Finding a
Op shop
receipt.
the musical.
Op shop the musical. What style are we doing today?
It's like hip hoppy again.
Great.
Fantastic.
Hip hop musical. About
Would you
Hell
would you
yeah.
prefer to start or do you want us to start?
You guys are starting.
Great. Take it away. Please enjoy Op Shop the musical. Hip hop version.
Calm down and buy some dresses. Calm down and buy some fucking scarves. That one is $38.50. That one is not for sale. That one is really scratchy. Look over in the corner, there's a couple. They're kissing each other on each other's necks. PDA is not welcome here at my bargain basement bin of sales.
Here at the bargain basement bin of sales, we can get around and we can trim our nails. Yeah, we also got a nail salon in here, but you can't try on those socks because they're off because you're getting also a pedicure, yeah. And you can try on everything you want, yeah. And here in Auckland, New Zealand, here's Olga who opened the store.
Hey, I own the store. I love buying old people's clothes. I think they're haunted. Therefore, I don't wash them because I want them to stay haunted. So when you buy a sweater, you're also buying the ghost inside it. And then you're wearing a haunted sweater.
The first time I bought this jumper, a girl appeared in front of me like a ghost. The first time I wore this jumper, she was like, I hate you the fucking most. And then she lit my house on fire, and now I'm motherfucking homeless, so I need a few jumpers, but why the fuck are they $38.50, motherfuckers?
I just want to buy a prom dress, but I don't want it to ride up my ass. I want it to fit me all over, go over my ass and my tits and my shoulders. I want to get a prom dress that's glitter. I want to get a prom dress, oh bitter. And I want to go to the prom with my friend named John. Here's Olga, the owner of the store, once more.
It's me again. I love looking for stuff in pockets of old clothes because you can really find some shit. You find receipts. You find notes that were never given. What about an engagement ring? Didn't she say no?
Engagement ring at the... Oh, yeah, no, that's a natural conclusion. I think we're so right off of that.
The way that I went like this, doing like the wrap-up body energy, and then you went, Olga...
Bravo. You ate that?
Oh my God, stop.
You really did.
Not one rhyme. Not one. Didn't need it.
No.
Didn't need it. Character work.
But what I would say is yours was probably a lot funnier than us trying to be like, we can rhyme pocket with docket. And you're like, yeah, right. Oh, it's perfect.
It's perfect. Olga, thank you so much for
Thank you so
coming
much
on
for having me. This was so much fun.
You are so welcome. Where can we find you? Online.
Stamford, Connecticut.
Yeah. What's your home address? And where do you snowboard? Exact pin location.
I want to know more. Can we get you on another time to talk about snowboarding? Because I'm obsessed with that fun
Absolutely.
fact.
Fantastic. What is your Instagram handle, please?
It's Colga300.
Got your Instagram handle. We'll also put it in the show notes. And you're going on a tour. What cities are you touring to really quickly?
Brisbane, Sydney, Auckland, Wellington, Stamford, New York, Philadelphia. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking
Hell.
go.
Yeah, same. We're going to Edinburgh. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you
We
so much for
love
having me.
you.
Thanks for coming, babe.
Hell yeah.
Mwah.
This is a Grouse House podcast.
Mel and Sam would like to acknowledge that this podcast was created and recorded on stolen land.
The original custodians of this land have had a rich history of storytelling for over 65,000 years, and we pay our respects to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, whose land we are making Ratbag on.
Treaties were never signed, sovereignty was never ceded, always was and always will be Aboriginal land.